Good afternoon, Lisa.
Good afternoon, Andrew.
Oh, I'm flagging. Are you?
Oh, yes, it's very hot.
Yes, and you had a haircut.
I have, which hasn't really helped because I got all hot and bothered with the hairdryers and things.
Yes, but oh, it's a big one. The Key to Time, also known as Season 16. Now look, we've got it in a big box which says limited edition, and it says number 9645 of 15,000. Look, ooh, there it is. See? So I'm going to get it out.
Yeah, because it's been reissued now, isn't it?
I've no
Not
idea.
in a limited edition. Because I know we got that in Swansea.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, where did we track it down? Because we'd gone to a convention.
Yeah, we went to one of the first Regeneration conventions.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to order it because we knew that it would arrive while we were away, or not arrive.
2007, apparently, according to the box.
Yeah. So I think we went to Smith's and Smith's. We either went to HMV and HMV didn't have it, or we went to Smith's and Smith's didn't have it. And wherever we went to, we went back
I think
to the
we
place.
ended up in HMV, which is where we found one copy.
Yes, which we pounced on immediately.
Because hadn't we taken the laptop?
The laptop, so that if we got
in case we found it, we could play it. So we watched some of the extras.
We did.
You had the Friday night, and
yes.
There wasn't really much going on Friday night apart from drinking.
Yes.
And I do much drinking at conventions.
Me neither.
So we went and watched the Key to Time extras instead.
We were watching the documentary about
Because
Graham
originally
Williams.
it came out in America ahead of the UK, didn't it? Which is why there are double. Yeah. There's two lots of commentaries on it.
Oh right, yeah.
There's the American version commentary, and then you get the UK version.
Okay.
Anyway, let's open it up. It's the Ribos file.
Operation.
No, the Ribos file, because that's what Leslie Judd calls it on.
Well, Leslie Judd's wrong.
On Blue Peter. But the Ribos Operation.
Yes.
Right. So, we kick off with Tom Baker meeting the White Guardian sitting in his wicker chair.
His wicker chair, yeah.
Which looks suspiciously like the same wicker chair that John Inman sits in for the album cover of Are You Being Served at the LP. When he's also dressed in a white suit, weirdly enough.
Right, okay.
So, if you look on our Twitter and bits and pieces, I'm
You'll
sure
see
we
that.
mentioned.
Yes.
But yeah, those wicker chairs were quite big at the time.
Yeah, quite popular in the 70s, weren't they? Yeah.
They can be seen in many places. You've got the introduction of Romana, of course.
Or Fred.
Or Fred. Now, we never really got to sort of see Mary Tam very often.
No,
I think we only met her once.
We met her once. We got her to sign her book, her first book.
Yeah. And yeah, that would have been a Regeneration convention,
she was
wouldn't it?
Lovely.
Yeah. I really get the feeling that she's somebody I think we could have sort of spent some time with and had fun.
Quite down to earth. She plays a lot of parts where she's this sort of aloof ice maiden kind of person, and she's sort of quite posh in most things, and she came from Bradford.
Yeah, I mean, so
not that there's anything wrong with coming from Bradford, but obviously the accent is you know.
It's ironic because isn't she in the Likely Lads movie?
Yes, and she's playing a German or something, isn't she?
Something very European, but
Well, then her parents came from.
Well, yes, I mean, so originally, yes. But,
her parents came from. Oh God, I can't remember where it is. Tallinn, which is the city in the country.
But yeah, I mean, a great shame. I think we could have spent a good hour having a laugh with Mary Tam. But as a story, what do you think?
I love the Ribos Operation. It's full of atmosphere. It's a typical Robert Holmes story. You've got you've got two double acts, because you've got Garen and Unstoff and the Graf in Decay and
Shellac. Yeah.
So obviously that's not quite such a fun double act. That double act is not so much fun as Garen and Unstoff.
And you've got four very good actors there as well, haven't you?
Absolutely brilliant actors. Yeah.
So Ian Cuthbertson.
Yes.
Not long seen in Children of the Stones, of course, which we've done a piece on, and later to be, wasn't he, in Superground?
Yeah, he's the baddie in
the Scunner Campbell.
Scunner Campbell. Maybe I should probably revisit Superground, because I remember not liking it at the time, and maybe if I look back with hindsight, it might be better.
But he's doing some wonderful accents, isn't he?
There's a whole range of accents in this. Yes.
And then Nigel Plaskett,
who's young Unstoff.
Yeah, I mean, to me now, Nigel Plaskett is Hartley Hare,
Mm-hmm.
and he is utterly fantastic as Hartley Hare.
And the accent he does as the
oh, sir, that'd be a scringe stone.
the yokel character. It's the uncle. It's the accent he does as
Hartley's uncle.
Hartley's uncle, yeah.
Who's come up from the West Country.
Yeah. Okay, it's the same accent.
Because that's in an episode of Pipkins that's available on DVD. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that? I think he makes a couple of appearances.
He does,
uncle, actually.
Yeah, uncle. Mm-hmm.
Or that survive anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're brilliant together, and Paul Seed later
goes on to be a director,
very important, and successful director, because he's
House of Cards.
House of Cards, the proper version.
Apologies to any Americans watching. We're not implying that yours is not the proper version. It's just different.
Yeah, the first version.
The first version. That's better.
Yeah. And let's talk about Shellac then.
Shellac, yes, the absolutely wonderful Robert Keegan.
Yeah.
Who just...
You see, I didn't know him from anything really.
No.
Even until very recently. Because if you'd asked me something else he was in,
You would be able to say.
I couldn't have said.
But
then what have we seen him in recent years?
Sergeant Blackett.
Yes.
In Z Cars.
Yeah.
And he's fabulous.
Because he replaces the original
Sergeant Twentyman, because
Yeah.
unfortunately the actor that played Sergeant Twentyman died.
Yeah.
In the sort of second year that Z Cars was on.
Yeah.
So they obviously have to replace him, and they get Sergeant Blackett in, and although he's a different character to Sergeant Twentyman, you still wouldn't want to cross him.
But yeah,
and of course you've got Timothy Bateson.
Oh God, Timothy Bateson,
been with a
heretic.
And Prentice Hancock.
Yeah.
And Anne Ray, is it away?
What?
There's the Seacar.
Tirade.
Sorry, that's something I'm away from.
You're thinking of Eileen Way.
Eileen Way, yes. Getting confused. She's fabulous, and you get that look that she has, the Seeker, in Last of the Time Lords. Last of the Time Lords, the End of Time.
Yes, of course, yes. But as a kid, I probably would have found it a little dull.
Yeah,
but now I really appreciate the depths of character and atmosphere in it, and the whole thing about. And again, it's that sort of medieval astronomy stuff that I really like as well. So,
yes, and sort of like Galileo.
Yeah, the whole thing about a civilization becoming aware of the stars and things like that. So. So fantastic, and not an opening you'd probably go for these days to open a big season like this.
No,
because it's not spectacular.
It's not.
No, it's deliberately
quietly
small.
Low key, yes.
Yeah. But I think that's placing faith in the audience. That, it's not all bangs and flashes and monsters.
Yeah.
There's a lot of very good character stuff going on. Okay.
And the Shivens are.
Yeah, that too. Next up. The Pirate Planet by Douglas Adams.
And there he is, the captain,
yes.
on the wall.
There he is.
Looking.
Lisa, best wishes, Bruce Purchase, 1998, and it's a picture of the pirate captain and Tom Baker, with quite short hair, actually.
Yes, so Tom Baker as he was in 1998.
So, we met the pirate captain at least once then,
clearly,
as he signed something to you.
He was lovely. He was very polite and very gentlemanly.
This was a panopticon. Didn't he come on with a robot parrot on his shoulder?
I think so,
a sort of cheap imitation one that sort of on a spring that sort of
sprung up and fell off.
And then just fell over,
yeah.
But Douglas Adams, and I just am amazed how many ideas are in this when you watch it back, and you can see so much of where Douglas's writing career is going to go. Even in this, these 4 episodes. Because I've said about Bob Baker and Dave Martin chucking ideas at you all the time, but Douglas does that as well.
Yeah, he does.
And I mean, people have said that although sort of Douglas was sort of English sort of graduate, as it were, he was somebody with not just an understanding of science, but an understanding of the sort of underpinning of science.
Yes.
That the way science works and things like that. I mean, he went on later to be sort of friends with sort of people like Richard Dawkins and stuff like that.
For which Lal Award was
For which Lal Award Yes, because he was at a party or something,
yes,
wasn't
and
he?
they met. I mean, sadly they're divorced now,
Yeah.
but
And what is everybody there was tall.
yes, apart from
Lala Ward and Richard
Richard
Dawkins, so they
Dawkins.
went and talked to each other or
Yes.
something. That's the story.
Yes.
You know. But yeah, you know, Douglas is just a year or two before he's wondering whether he's ever going to be a writer. Because he's you know, he's had associations with sort of Monty Python and sort of Graham Chapman and things like that, but there's nothing major.
no.
Then what was it he said? All of a sudden he gets the commission to write Hitchhikers on the Radio and Doctor Who. And
Feast or famine.
sorry,
It's a feast or famine. Yeah.
and it's a real thing of suddenly he's having to write like mad, and I think it always did him some good if he had
If he
to
had
write,
a deadline
to write like mad.
and you could make him stay.
Well, although he'd missed the deadline almost certainly.
Well, yeah, probably. You always miss the deadline.
You know, and I've said before about how season 2 of Hitchhiker, because it's this mad period from 1977 to 81, when you've got two Hitchhiker radio series. You've got Pirate Planet. You've got, you know, season 17. You've got City of Death to rewrite. You've got Sharda. You've got the book to do. You've got the TV show upcoming as well, and you've got the LPs.
Gosh.
And stage shows, and it's incredible the amount of work he packs into a few years. It's insanely ambitious, and as you said, some of the time it shows. But I don't mind the sort of quarry film location, because although it's obviously Wales, you know, every planet has to have a Wales. But yeah. There's a couple of performances that are maybe not taking it as seriously as you would hope. A certain person from Doctor in the House, I will point the finger at, but
Somebody might be overacting ever so slightly.
but yeah, and it's just a clever story title as well, because you think it's a planet that's going to be full of pirates.
And it's the planet
Well,
itself.
there's a planet, there's a pirate, yes, but the actual pirate is the planet. And it's nobody ever picks up on it. When you go to the Mentiads HQ, there's a light on the wall, and it's a red
Mm.
light with a green ring around it.
Yeah.
And they pulse off and on. So you've got the red light, then you've got the green circle, and that's the representation of what's going on in the story. You've got the planet around which the pirate planet materialises, and people don't notice that. So the lighting's a clue in this one. And I'm not even sure the Mentiads understand it, but it's just a lovely little detail. Yeah, you've got what was it? I said the set design looks like there's a giant game of Connect 4 going on in the background, because there's all these yellow and red discs or something like that. But you know, the Captain and Mr. Fibuli
they're a great double act. You know, I mean, Mr. Fibuli's a great character, and you can tell that when he's killed off towards the end of the story, the pirate captain is devastated by it. You get real depth of emotion from Bruce Purchase. It suddenly stops being, because he gives quite a big performance.
But it is
the captain acting, yes. Yeah. And at that point, all that drops away, and you see the real person, and it's brilliant. It's you know, it's so subtly done.
But yes, so yeah, lots of big ideas, and you know, glad that they went with it, because it means that Douglas Adams gets to stick around.
Yes.
So wise move, I think.
Yes.
Right. And finally for today, The Stones of Blood. And I definitely remember seeing this, because episode 2 was, again, I will say this, is our bonfire night. Yeah.
I remember you telling me.
Because we watched it, and then we went out and had a big fireworks thing in the garden, and sausage rolls and things like that. But David Fisher now, making his Doctor Who debut.
Yes.
I mean, David Fisher, he does write some interesting Crown Courts as well.
He
doesn't
does,
he? Yeah.
yes.
So I'd say look at his Crown Courts.
Because is he the persimmons and dishwashers?
Quite possibly, yes. Yes.
He might not be. Don't take that as read. I'd have to check.
Yeah, but we'll look later.
It's a sort of weird idea he would have.
We can always put it in the notes if he's not. Some people complain it's a game of two halves. That you've got all the Hammer horror stuff, and then you've got some piddling around on the spaceship with some fairy lights.
Yes.
And the Doctor in a silly wig.
Yes.
Notice he's wearing a lawyer's wig. Cran Court reference,
Yes.
you see.
Yeah.
Aha! I've only just realised that, yes. But I think that's it. It's a good opening out of the story, that you think you know where the story is going to go.
And then it goes in a completely different
and
direction.
suddenly it surprises you.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. And you get the wonderful Professor Rumford, who is just glorious. And Vivian Fay,
Yeah.
of course, as well.
do you think the Prof should have made a return?
Possibly.
Yeah. Would have been, again, it would have been interesting to
Yeah.
see her in another story.
Mhm.
But yeah, the whole sort of idea of doing blood-sucking stones, you're amazed that Hinchcliffe hasn't done it.
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. You think, no. Yeah. So.
But yeah, again, as we said earlier, Children of the Stones, you know, is in the air, isn't it, at the moment?
Yes.
Yeah, not do Stonehenge, but do it at the Rollrights instead, where it's easier to film, frankly.
Yes. Well, you could get amongst the stones at that point at Stonehenge, but it's less sort of space to cover, I guess. Yeah.
But was it the director said, "I'm not having a load of extras dressed in a cereal packet hopping around in some fields pretending to be stones." So, you know, some effort is being made to make the stones.
Make the stones look realistic.
And I certainly know people, you know, who have said to me, "Oh, what was that one with the stones?" You know, so it's one of those stories that sticks in the memory of kids, I think, because you've got that whole sequence with the bloke and the woman in the camp in the tent,
Yes.
and the bloke comes out and does up his flies, and for some reason, and the woman gets her hand stuck, and I think sort of Russell T Davies says that's a wonderful Doctor Who moment, because the Doctor isn't there, they don't get saved, and nobody knows about them.
No, they just.
Yeah, it's simply there as cannon fodder for the audience at home. They have no impact on the story.
No, they don't need to be there.
No. And it's the sort of thing that if you were sort of on a short, tight budget, you cut out straight away. Well, we don't need that.
Yes.
But yeah, the sheer atmosphere of it, and the spaceship design is interesting, and the idea that it's just hovering in hyperspace is a great little piece of weird science, which is the Williams era, I think, starts to play with some very nice sort of imaginative science, and that will only continue as it goes on.
Yes.
So it's interesting that the way the Tom Baker years work for me, in that the early stuff is just there to petrify me.
Yeah.
The later stuff is there to sort of interest my mind as a kid, sort of learning about science. So I think I was very well placed to follow the Tom Baker period through as it changes itself. So I was getting older at home and looking for different things from the show.
All right.
So it wasn't that, I think some fans who are a bit older started to think, well, it was all getting a bit silly. But to me, it was the ideas that I think they were important. And you've now got a lineup of companions who are all very intelligent.
Yes.
And I know Nathan Turner said that nobody could identify with them at home, but to me, the Doctor was clever, Romana was clever, K9 was clever. These were people to look up to, and it sort of almost encourages you to take an interest in what they're talking about. I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just right for me, because again, I would have been 10 when this was shown. Yes, that's right. So yeah, I was at middle school, and we were starting to do sciencey stuff. Yeah. And so that was just right. So but, they're not to know that, but it just happens to work out for me. That's the thing. So yeah, so great. Anything else you want to say about Stones of Blood?
No, I really love the feel of it. I mean, my personal favourites are the earlier episodes with the more gothic-y stuff.
Yeah.
But I do like the stuff with the on the spaceship, and it is a little silly, but it's there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
So.
Oh, there we go. Right. Well, let's put them back in the box.
In the right order.
In the right order. Yes. And we'll be back again with the second half.
Yes.
Soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.